Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a live stream covering our thoughts on Pokemon Legends Zaza and a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe fan tournament. These are always fun, so we'll be doing that today. And I'm joined by my good friend, the Collective Gaming, to talk about our thoughts on Pokemon and, just play some Mario Kart, have a good time. So let's begin. So the tournament code is down below. We tried to get footage of Pokemon Legends Zaza, but for some reason YouTube kept on freezing. But the point still stands that the Mario Kart graphics will probably be better than what you'd get in Pokemon Legends Zaza anyway, so it'd be better for your eyes. So YouTube was just looking out for you.
Absolutely.
So the tournament here is just called Demeach Night with an Animal Crossing leaf, because that is the closest thing I could find to a Zaza leaf. And rules are usual, 150. Although I do think we should be doing 200 at this point, though I know a lot of fans don't like that. No teams, custom items. This time I got rid of the blue shell. I wanted to try something different and have something based on pure skill rather than just, with the blue shell, it brings in an element of luck. So we'll try that, see how it goes. All vehicles, hard computers, no smart steering. We don't like cheating. No limit, don't shuffle, any rating, open to everyone. So let's begin. So starting things off, we will be talking about Pokemon Legends Zaza, and since I finally had my thoughts ferment about it, it's been a little over a week, I believe. My thoughts on the game are a lot more concrete than they were last week, but first, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the game overall, because I had the trailer for it. And a lot of people are saying that the game looks just as crappy as Pokemon has been for the past few years. But then other people, Arlo specifically, are saying that it looks like it's the next step for Pokemon that could be essentially the Breath of the Wild, like it's a big step forward.
Arlo said that?
Yeah.
No way.
I feel like Arlo, when it comes to Pokemon, there's something that he finds appealing about it, that even if a game like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet have a lot of problems, he's willing to overlook them and can still enjoy them. So it does make sense.
I kind of feel like that's the biggest problem when it comes to Pokemon fans, though, is the fact that they just want to sit there and say, oh, well, it's still an enjoyable experience. But it's like, is it? Like, is this the best that Pokemon can be? That's my only question.
That is my main problem with it too. Essentially what that summarizes, if you ignore the game's problems, then it's amazing. My response to that is, if I don't freaking play it, it's amazing.
I agree.
And I do feel like that's a huge problem. That is a huge problem with just the Pokemon discussion, where a lot of it is just, oh, well, the games are fun and you can catch Pokemon, and there's the idea and blueprint for it being open world, so yeah, it is a big step forward. But again, okay, I will give the benefit of the doubt to some games. With Pokemon, when they started off on the Switch, with something like Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, yeah, for a game like that to be smaller scale, they're still testing out console development. That's not something they really did. Sure, there are games like Pokemon Stadium, but console development was not a specialty of theirs, and it still isn't to this day. And I don't know if it ever will be. But nowadays, it's just...
what's the craziest part, though? Is the fact that those games are the best Pokemon games on Switch right now. Like, they really are.
Pokemon Stadium?
No, let's go.
I actually agree with you there. Out of all the Pokemon mainline Switch games, I will say I did enjoy Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and, as I like to call it, Eevee. Because when I called Walmart asking if they had Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu with the Pokeball, because there was some deal going on where it was like $50, the guy said, oh, I don't think we have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, but I do have Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, so you can come in, pick it up, first come, first serve. And Pokemon Let's Go Eevee has become Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, just like how Pokemon Legends ZA has become Pokemon Legends Zaza.
Yeah, that's right. It is just crazy to think, like, Pokemon Let's Go, it really set out to be a game that you play with your kids, like with the Pokeball and all that. And I feel like it did a great job at that. It did look really plain, vanilla, and cookie cutter, but it was a fun game. It was a fun experience. And you can't really say the same thing when it comes to the later games.
I will say with Pokemon Let's Go, it definitely is great for kids. I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that because I am not a father. But I will say,
Yeah.
it is good for the demographic that got back into Pokemon with Pokemon Go, where they haven't played a mainline game either in a long time or ever. And I think what it tried to do, it achieved its goal quite well. But the problem is, the only problem with it, nice job, way better than me. Well, if you squint your eyes, it looks like I got first place. I mean, it looks close enough to one. I got first place, guys. You saw it. Why wasn't
Well, I've
Mario
seen
Wonder
that.
called Mario's Drug Adventures? Because it's not drugs. Mario's not on drugs. Mario was probably
Yeah,
a teacher of the DARE program.
that's right. Now Pokemon, that's a different story.
Now I'm going to switch my character. Who do you usually play as?
I like the babies, so I usually switch off between Mario and Luigi.
I do have good news. If you like the babies, they're going to be in Mario Kart 9.
Are they really?
Yeah. I think, yeah,
Let's
the characters
go.
that are going to be in Mario Kart 9, all the mainstays, Pauline is also going to be there. All 5 of the babies. I'm sure they're going to add a baby Pauline.
Nice. Wouldn't mind trying her out.
I would say that my favorite is Funky Kong or Pauline. But going back to Pokemon, Let's Go, those games were pretty fun. There is one Pokemon game on the Switch that's actually great. It's not a mainline game, it's
Oh
new
yeah.
Pokemon Snap. That was developed by Bandai Namco.
hmm
Did you ever play that?
I haven't actually, and I own it.
That is the life of the game collector. You just said it in one sentence. I have the game, but I haven't played it.
Right?
There are so many games that I have that I haven't played either.
Feel judged.
But I will say that in terms of
Oh, there's another one. That's not the only one. Don't
another
forget about Pokken.
Pokémon's also good. I do see that more as a
Yes.
Wii U game, but Pokemon does count.
Yeah.
I will say the original Legends Arceus, that one also is good. I didn't play too much of it because the minute they released it, they announced Scarlet and Violet, so I was just thinking of the next thing after that.
Yes. That's actually my Pokemon hot take, though. I never asked for an open world Pokemon game. I am not in that group of people that have been asking for one since day one. I like my Pokemon games exactly how they are, and I like it turn based, nice and simple, a nice little region. Maybe if you want to drop an extra region so we can get one or two, I'm okay with that. But I have never wanted it.
I will say, I do find the concept of an open world Pokemon game to be great. I think it suits open world quite well. But there are attempts for it other than Arceus, and even then, that was kind of like a blueprint. They did Scarlet
Yeah.
and Violet, which were terrible. And with Zaza, our thoughts, or at least my thoughts on it, it does look like an improvement over Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Just based on the graphics alone, it looks like a more polished Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But that doesn't mean the graphics look good. It looks passable.
Yeah.
It doesn't look atrocious, but it doesn't look impressive. Now, for first-party Nintendo Switch games, and I will count Pokemon as that, that's unacceptable.
Yeah. Yep. I totally agree. Especially when you add the fact that Pokemon as a franchise, like as a whole, they are a, $100 billion company. Like the amount of money that this franchise makes is absolutely insane, and we are getting Nintendo 64 graphics in 2025.
Hey, they bumped it up to maybe GameCube at best.
No, no, no. It's like it's Nintendo 64 DD.
Yeah, they went from Nintendo 64. Do you have a Nintendo 64 DD?
I wish. Man, those things are spendy.
You get to play all 9 exclusive games,
Oh yeah.
with most of them being Mario
I-
Mario Artist. Hey everyone, poop.
I got the I got the Panasonic GQ first in line before I get that.
That one I would actually. Would I? The Panasonic GQ or GameCube. It looks really cool, but does it have any special features?
But you can shake it, you can touch it.
Thank you, Rob, for the donation. That is very kind of you. And the emoji is so insightful, the poop emoji. Thank you. Thank you so much, Roboto Ya, for the donation. And the poop emoji, too.
If somebody offered to fly you out, all expenses paid, Motel 6 weekend, just for a Panasonic GQ, would you do it?
I'd do it for nothing.
So how many shakes?
I would go on an inclusive Motel 6 vacation just for the memes. Watery eggs and all. Thank you, Roboto Ya, for the more polite emoji. Thank you.
How do you like your eggs? Watery?
I'm on a phone. Why is this displayed like a short? Because vertical streams are something that I'm just trying out. We'll see how the people like them. You don't mind the aspect ratio? It really just
all
depends.
The rage.
I think a lot of people are right now. They're just getting ready for Monday. Because a lot of people are on the East Coast, but I'm up all night.
Oh yeah. I cannot believe that we are less than a month away from the Direct.
It's going to be exciting. I don't think I've ever been this excited for a Direct, or at least since the first Switch presentation.
Yes.
Very so clever, TND. You're spelling out Kevin. The reason why Kevin's an obsession is because of you. It's an inside joke. Kevin is someone... What's with the salt emoji? Thanks for all the donations, Roboto Ya. These donations are not giving toxic.
Are they? They're giving demure, huh?
They're very demure.
Oh. William, whoever you are, William, you're a jerk.
Who's William?
Somebody that just smashed me.
Switch 2 Direct a Minecraft movie in 1 week. Now with the Direct, I'm pretty sure it's going to be great. Just imagine if all Nintendo has is farming simulators. Or what if they just don't have any games at all?
This farming simulator is in anime form.
I mean, they did that in, I think, September 2022.
You can farm Zaza with girls with big hoo-has.
What is your company bias? Dimitri's Bandai Namco, mine's Capcom. I would say it's not a bias. Bandai Namco just makes high-quality stuff.
Yep.
What would you say yours is? Like one of your... Well, is there a company that you would be biased towards?
Biased? You know, that company used to be Square Enix for me. But they've let me down.
I'm trying to think. I really can't think of a company I'm biased towards.
Like, anything they put out is just great. Maybe Atlas?
I mean, if a series keeps on producing quality games, I mean, it's okay to have a bias towards it. We got 30 viewers, which is really good for a Sunday night at 10:50. That is great.
You remember when Konami, like just the word Konami would send shivers?
Like it was just of high quality. Like you knew it was going to be a great game.
Yeah, you got that sticker on the cover art, and you're like, oh, this game is going to be great.
Are they like that anymore?
Yeah. Not as much as they used to be, so it just kind of hurts.
I would say... No, I still am not biased towards the company. I will say that Ubisoft's a horrible company by principle and ethics, but they have put out some great games.
How about the exact opposite? What's a company you will never trust?
Tencent, easy. Or EA, either one.
That's a no-brainer. I was gonna say Niantic.
I mean, what does Niantic put out besides Pokemon Go and Pikmin Bloom? There was some other game, I don't even know what it was.
Yeah, they had another one before that. They were like testing the waters and seeing how much they could steal. And then they realized, oh no, we need a bigger IP. An IP that is beloved. And then they got Pokemon.
It was a great concept, but just the longevity of it. How long did you play Pokemon Go for?
A few years.
I played it.
I couldn't do it anymore, man. It just
There's not enough
the greed
substance
was
to it.
insane.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
At Games is a great example. Has At Games ever done anything good?
I can't think of anything.
At Games, more like Shart Games. They put out the
The new
crappiest
LJN.
retro consoles imaginable. That is true,
Yeah,
TND. I love stinky apartments.
I'm gonna fight William in real life. He's getting on my nerves.
Hey Demeech, when is Donkey Kong Country Returns Trash or Treasure releasing? I'm aiming towards March, or at the very least April. I got a lot of videos planned for March, so I will be definitely doing that. I don't know, the problem is, there's just not as much to say about it as I thought. How fitting that Dry Bones got last place. But
Ouch.
yeah, this is a good race, you're doing really well. I'm not on my A game when it comes to Mario Kart, at least for today. Alright, just give me one moment.
Back to Pokemon, though.
Yeah, I was definitely going to get back to Pokemon.
You know, I actually released a little. It was like I don't know, like a 5 or 7 second short of me dunking on Pokemon Legends Zaza, and you know, I cross. What do you call it? I was about to say cross pollinate. I you know, whenever I make a video, I put it on all my platforms, and holy cow, did that thing blow up on Instagram a little bit.
I feel like with Pokemon, you gotta be very careful criticizing it, because it has some magic goo that prevents it from being criticized. Now with Pokemon, that's a rarity, because usually when it comes to Pokemon, the hard truth is if videos do well about it, it's usually linked to a Pokemon or a channel that exclusively talks about Pokemon. But if you're just an average Nintendo channel talking about it, the videos usually won't do gangbusters well.
Yeah, some of my best videos have been because of Pokemon. And, you know, I talk pretty negatively about Pokemon, so don't. The only good stuff I talk about it is whenever it's like something retro, like, you know, like mods or stuff like that.
Right, because the fans are doing what Game Freak don't.
Yeah. Or, you know, the retro stuff, like them potentially bringing it to Switch, which would be amazing.
I think our last hope for that would be next year, because it's the 30th anniversary. I'm not holding out hope, though.
Yeah, I agree.
They could do something like a remastered collection, where they're in widescreen, they still look like the original games. You know how some of the...
I would love that.
You know how Sega remasters some of the Sonic games? It could be something like that. Albeit probably better than Origins. Or I don't know. I don't know if it's a different studio. Like if they got a third party to develop it. They know the demand for the games, so thinking from a business perspective, I'm sure they want to release them in some collection rather than just dumping them on Switch Online. And I will go out and say, if they're willing to make quality of life improvements and remaster them, even if they have the same art style of the originals where they're not remade like, you know, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
or something like Octopath. But
Imagine if they did like a collection and then like they didn't even put the games on the cartridge itself. Like they were like, nope, it's
ooh.
a download.
Or even worse yet, there's no cartridge at all. It's one of those cases that has the download code in it.
Yes.
I
Here's
still
your
get
code.
chills.
Thank you. Come again.
Why
I'll
do you call
cry
it
if they did
Zaza?
that.
It sounds so weird. That's the point. That's exactly why I call it Zaza. And it's more catchy than Pokemon Legends ZA. It's Pokemon Legends
Yeah.
Zaza. It's actually going to be a
It's
prequel.
because
It's
it's
because
because you have to be high to like Pokemon.
yeah, it's actually going to tie into the anime and the card game and the next mainline Pokemon games, which are going to be Pokemon Blunt and Pokemon Edibles. These ones will actually have
Oh my
differences
God.
too. With Pokemon Edibles, the game starts after 6 hours. But then with Pokemon Blunt, it starts after 2 seconds, but only lasts for 3 hours. And the exclusive Pokemon would be Zygarde, smoking a blunt. And then the one for Edibles would probably be the Apple Pokemon from Sword and Shield.
Yeah. Or the trash can.
No, that'd be the third version, Pokemon Legends Booze.
Yeah. Yeah.
Soshi, good to see ya. I do think
dude,
that with
literally
Pokemon Legends Zaza, there are a few things that give me hope that it could be an alright game. For one, it's had more development time. It does look better than Scarlet and Violet. And it could do something interesting considering that most of it takes place in a city. But that's a double-edged sword because it also could mean the locations aren't varied. If they're creative with it, that'd be cool. But after seeing something like the Wild Zones, which is literally just patches of grass planted in a city that are about as organic as fake grass on a lawn at a, resort or something like that, I don't know if it's gonna be a good idea. It's a game that I don't feel strongly about either way. It's not something that I think is gonna be horrible immediately. Could be. I don't think it's gonna be amazing, but I also think it has a chance of being a fun, okay game.
That was not cool.
Roboto, yeah. I'd say could we have Street Pass Live 4 at the Motel 6? If PAX is giving Toxic and won't let us have the panel, we better have it at the Motel 6. Just have a whole convention there. Chuck E. Cheese east of Legacy, your favorite Pokemon is Pokemon. Is the plural for Pokemon Pokemen?
Hell nah.
Roy's gonna try to impress his dad. I still think that Bowser is part of the Koopaling, or he's the father. My thoughts on Pokemon... Oh, someone did mention Shrek 5. I don't know what to think about it, just based on the teaser. I don't even think the redesigns are that big of a deal. They look pretty similar to me.
I didn't even notice the first time I saw it.
The only one that looked different is Donkey, but that's because his ears were down for a second.
Donkey.
Donkey!
Donkey.
I'm not sure how they're going to
Nice
follow
dog.
up Shrek Forever After. It's kind of like Toy Story 3, where I wasn't sure how they were going to follow it up. The problem is, they followed it up terribly with Toy Story 4. '90s Handheld Gamer, good to see ya! What's up? Oh, you lost
Welcome.
interest in Pokemon after a while? Jordan, good to see ya! Yeah, the thing is, I lost interest because 3 games in a row have been cruddy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, eventually, it's like, how many times could they do something where you don't lose interest? It's a little bit like how Mario just became generic for a long time in the 3DS and Wii U era. Well, it was 4 years. I'm not sure if it's long in the grand scheme, but I wasn't ever going to give up on the Mario series. It's not like the games came out in a broken state. The RPGs like Paper
Yeah.
Mario started to reek. But other than that, I mean, the games were just play it safe. It wasn't anything atrocious.
Even
Though I will say that
even the play it safe game though, even the play it safe games though are better than Sonic games.
you know what? I won't disagree with you there. I watched a video from one of my favorite YouTubers, Joshi, and he was giving his unpopular gaming takes, and he said that there's not a single good Sonic game, it was never good, and it's essentially a relic of the 90s.
What?
I
No
don't necessarily
way.
agree with the
Damn.
entire thing, but I will say I appreciate the guts to actually say that.
That's crazy. You just triggered a whole fandom.
There is no chance in hell that Mario is ever going to be not as good as Sonic. Mario games have always been better.
Who said that?
What? The Mario
Somebody
games...
really just commented.
Oh, Donkey, I need... Oh, Chuck E. Cheese. Of course! If Pokemon ZA can be trash, fans will still devour it and call it a masterpiece. Well, of course.
Absolutely.
That's how it works.
Yep. That's the worst part.
Now, let's be real,
Dude,
though. If you had a series that you developed like Pokemon that essentially is unstoppable and you could get away with just putting in the minimum effort and releasing the games in the states that they're in and still getting praise, would you do it or would you have integrity?
Nah, I would do it.
I mean, I would just still... I see it as an art form, so I would just try to develop the games to the best they could be. I'm somewhat of a perfectionist.
Yeah. But see, art goes out the window after a certain amount of zeros.
I don't think so. I still think at some point you gotta make the games good. Or they could just hire more
Unfortunately,
people.
they don't think that.
The Koopaling's father is actually some dude. Yeah, I like how you just said it. He's some dude named Morton Koopa Sr., as if this guy was just at a truck stop and then the Koopalings just summoned. Funny thing, oh, you learned about me from Sir Musty and you subscribed to me as a joke, but now you're interested to see what I do. Well, I am a joke, so that is pretty interesting. Albeit a very funny joke. No, I don't know how many people actually came from Sir Musty.
Oh my god. Just got smashed.
Now, here's the thing.
No!
I mean, unless it's Pretendo, could I share my friend code on the 3DS? Would it do anything? I don't think so. What would you be interested in, Strudel, and seeing from the channel? Like, what is interesting to you about it? Nick2751, that's more like it. I will say with story and character development, it makes sense, but at the same time, it's a game about a blue hedgehog and his friends that they're trying to make serious and edgy. It's kind of like if they gave Mario a rifle. It just doesn't make sense a lot of the time. Actually, I probably should play as
You love
Roy.
Shadow though.
Roy's our boy! Speaking of Roy, I was just thinking about how in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, how there is literally 2 Roys in the game. Are you into Fire Emblem at all?
Yes.
I have not played it. Would you recommend it?
Really? Oh, absolutely.
I'm a little
Especially because of
intimidated
Nintendo
considering
Switch Online.
I'm a little intimidated by it considering the length of the games, but what makes them so much fun and what makes them so engaging?
The fact that they're strategy games that are really polished, and you know, it's a little bit anime, but also the character development is really good too.
Is it anything like XCOM or Mario and Rabbids?
Yeah, but like a little slower, I guess.
I might enjoy it, I'm not sure. Might be worth
I
a
think
try.
you would, man.
Is Engage good, or should I start with 3 Houses?
I would say start with the old ones.
Alright, sounds good. I might as well just go into GameStop and get a copy of Radiant Dawn for the GameCube. That shouldn't be a problem.
Damn, yeah.
In the meantime, I will be getting an F-Zero AX cabinet after I go to Walmart. Now that is a game that is rare. AX, not GX. You ever played
AX?
F-Zero GX?
Which one?
F-Zero GX on the GameCube.
No.
It is one of the best racing games of all time. It's insane. It's my favorite GameCube
Dang.
game. They gotta make another
Better
one.
than Double Dash?
Yeah, way better. And I love Double
Wow.
Dash.
Yeah, I played the heck out of that game.
I went back to it because I got a GameCube handheld. And getting used to the controls, if you've been playing Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it's hard to go back to. Eventually you get used to them,
Yeah.
but still the controls in the newer games are way better.
Yeah, they are.
I would say
Can't
starting with
deny
Mario
that.
Kart DS, that's when the controls started to get real good.
Mm-hmm. Man, those were some good times, man. I miss the DS era of Mario Kart.
Oh, Mario
so
Kart DS
good.
is a game that's still worth going back to. Even with Mario Kart 7, I would still always go back more to Mario Kart DS because I had the mission mode. I also like the
Yep.
roster more because it had Waluigi, which Mario Kart 7 didn't. You know who else was in Mario Kart DS and is still exclusive to Mario Kart DS?
I can't think of anybody. Dry Bones?
No, Dry Bones is
Oh, no,
here.
Dry Bones is in.
I'll give you a hint. This character's favorite item is the Boo item.
Is it King Boo?
The Boo item, remember?
Blanking, what the heck? The Boo item. Oh, God.
The best NES accessory. We did make posts
Crazy?
about Plain Rock's videos, I think. I mean, we were in his video.
No, I wish we had more time to hang out with them.
Yeah, I got to hang out with him a little more. If you got the creator pass, you got to go to this party there. So I think, yeah, you're able to do that. It's a damn shame that
Yeah, man,
not
it's
every guest could go.
crazy.
Because it would be cool if you and Zach could have gone. It's a fun party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That boy is crazy.
When's the next collab with Plain Rock? It's probably going to be a stream, and I'm not exactly sure when, but it's going to be Mario Kart or Super Mario Party Jamboree. Mario Kart 7 does feel half-baked. It's half-baked in the way that it felt rushed to meet the 2011 Christmas season. It made sense from a business standpoint, but still, it's still a shame.
Yeah, I agree. It
The
looked really nice, though. And the 3D aspect to it was really cool.
Mario Kart 7 is when Mario Kart games started to graphically look impressive. Ironic I'm saying this as we're playing through Coconut Mall from Wave 1. But Mario Kart 7 is a stunning looking game. It's funny because Mario Kart 7 actually looks better than Mario Kart Wii. Which is crazy.
Wow. That is nuts. Did you really just say that?
Yeah, I did. I went there.
Is it actually?
Yeah. If you look at Mario Kart 7, the colors are more vivid. It looks less muddy. Another thing about Mario Kart 7 is that there's the 3D effect. It's not going to be on the 2DS if you play it on there or watch it on YouTube. But still,
True.
some of the models are a little more polygonal, but overall, I'd say Mario Kart 7 looks better. And I did like some of the roster. I'm down for Honey Queen to come back. That's a weird choice for a character. It is a really weird choice.
Man, I'm getting hammered. Oh.
In what way?
Let's just say it's not very demure.
It's not very demure. I have a Paper Mario shirt that says "Let's get hammered."
Just realized we haven't done that all stream.
You were jonesing, weren't you? You were jonesing for me when Elephant Peach goes through a door. What the? It's a coping mechanism.
What are your thoughts on the state of the election and politics right now?
Could you just imagine if there was like some political commentary show? What's your thoughts on the election? That sounds like a Family Guy cutaway.
Right?
It did at least give us peak Rainbow Road. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Booster Course Pass did. Except from the arcade games, but I'm not expecting anything from the arcade games.
Woo! Third place. Hunter and Soshi.
We did.
You're banned. You're banned. You're not allowed to play with this anymore.
Reese, I think we might have to stream tomorrow. Because my girlfriend is coming over, so we're going to have to do that tomorrow. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. But I will say, you get to choose the game. I kind of have a feeling what it's going to be if that's the case.
Zaza.
Can we please be mindful the super chats? The support is deeply needed. You get very mindful, very demure. Yeah, Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix, it does look better than Mario Kart Wii. I kind of wonder if that's why they got Bandai Namco to start working on them. No, Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix Deluxe is not the same hardware as Mario Kart Wii. Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix Deluxe is running on Windows, I believe. It might be Windows 7. It released in 2013. However, Mario Kart Arcade GP 1 and 2 released on Triforce, which is a modified GameCube. Therefore, the GameCube is essentially... The Wii is a modified GameCube. A little more powerful. So that's why I can run on it, and the hardware is the same. But Arcade Grand Prix 1 and 2 look... It's insane. I might do a community post just showcasing how much better the arcade games look over Mario Kart Wii. Like, once you see it, you will not believe it. Have you ever played the arcade Mario Kart games?
Yeah.
Have you played any of the older ones? Because I know that the new one, well, newest one, considering it's 2013, oh my gosh, it was that long ago. That one is very common. But the older games, I'm not sure if they are so much anymore.
I don't think I've played any of the older ones.
Unfortunately, I never saw those growing up, but I think that some Chuck E. Cheese or Chuck E. Cheese's had them.
Yeah, that's one of the big problems with living in Alaska. We don't get much of anything.
Try living in Indiana.
What?
You got the cornfields in Indiana. That's all you get. Although, funnily enough, they actually have a really cool arcade called Boss Battle. A lot of my family lives over there, and I have a friend who lives there. And she was telling me about how there's an arcade that had 3 F-Zero GX or AX cabinets. And like, what the hell? This is in Indiana? I thought all there were cornfields and just nothing, because it's all rural. They still have video rental stores.
Oh my god, Hunter, come on.
It's going to be interesting.
Dude, I just got into first place and they...
That is called getting Mario Karted. Otis, the cow and pig, live in Indiana. That makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. Man, wouldn't it be cool if someone got a statue of the pig from back at the barnyard? I don't think that's a hybrid model. I think that's the design from the movie, which is used from Donkey Kong 94. I really like it. How do you feel about the new Donkey Kong design? Because it is a little polarizing, but I'm actually a huge fan.
Look how they massacred my boy. That's what I think about that. Wow.
I don't know. The original...
Wow.
That's what I like to see. Nice Joy-Cons, by the way.
Thanks.
The Splatoon 3 ones?
Yeah.
Now, how expensive is Alaska? Because I saw a video where these people were grocery shopping, and the prices were insane. Is it true? Or it's only certain parts of Alaska?
Anchorage is like the big city, so it's pretty bad up here. But other places, way worse. Like some of the villages, where like a gallon of milk is like $20.
That's crazy.
It gets crazy. Yeah, that's actually why a lot of people that live kind of close-ish to Anchorage, they'll just drive up and go to Costco and buy enough like food for months because it's just crazy expensive up here. My goal is to become a gigantic YouTuber so I can stay living up here and I can just have a farm or whatever.
Sounds like a
Because
plan.
why buy milk? Yeah, why buy milk when you could just buy a cow? It's
Or if you
just
want to save some space,
it's
you could
stupid.
get a goat.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
Have you noticed the Easter egg with Dr. Pig Soshi?
What's that?
I made Joy-Cons for Soshi. He was a customer and ordered the
Oh,
custom N64 Fantastic Orange, the best transparent color, and I threw in some custom
ooh,
amiibos for him.
nice.
I
No,
don't think
my
that
my favorite fantastic color is green, even though it's like the most common one.
the Jungle Green looks real nice. That's the one I originally
Yeah.
wanted. I thought the orange was too
Yep.
unobtainable. This is when I was a kid and wanted for Christmas. But surprisingly, Santa Claus found the orange one, and that's the one I really wanted, and I'm so happy I got it. Orange is my favorite color, so that's why.
Aren't you glad you got it?
That is that's a very annoying orange pun right there, but that is hilarious. I actually started an orange game system collection.
Oh yeah, I think you shared that a couple months back, right?
I think I shared that with I shared that with you, but I made a short about it, and that did really well.
Yeah.
I just got an extreme rate orange shell for the DS Lite, so I'm going to be doing that. Although I will warn you, if you're ever in a customization, DS Lite is pretty hard to do. It does look good. I
Ooh,
saw the
okay.
trailer for it. I was shocked that we're getting a 2D movie.
A 2D movie?
Yeah, they stopped making 2D animated movies. I think the last one that I could think of before this was Sponge Out of Water, but only a portion of that. Well, most of it was 2D, but there was still the CGI section.
Okay.
Nice!
That's right.
Shake
That's
what
how
your
we
mama gave ya. Shake what your mama gave ya. Oh, you got ready for the shake what your mama gave ya break.
Can I touch it?
Mmm. Hello, Furious. Oh, I like Anton more, but both characters are great. Is the promotion for it good? What is the promotion for? Purple is one of my favorite colors. It's my second favorite. It does make sense, though, considering the character, just the colors I use for the channel, purple and green. I'm going to do Wario Stadium. I was going to do random, because I... See, the thing is, I've been playing Mario Kart 8, not even since the day it released, since it before it released. That's how long I've been playing Mario Kart 8. And I just want to play the Booster Course Pass tracks, regardless of how crappy some of them are, because they're still newer in my mind. Hello, Norman.
Doesn't Japan have like a black and orange see-through Nintendo 64?
Yep, the Dai Hawks one. They also have a Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance.
I
Yeah,
really
I
want to
did
get
hear
that
about it.
orange Game Boy Color.
I actually
I think
made
it's like Gen 2 Pokemon.
that one is like matte orange.
Yeah,
Now a
I
lot of
like
those
that one.
orange consoles that I have, I made myself. I did shell swaps. So they're not the
Nice.
originals, so the value isn't going to be the same, but still, it's my favorite color. And they're not going anywhere!
Nope.
You ever mod any of your Game
Well, they
Boys?
might go to Motel 6.
Oh, they're going to definitely go on the Motel 6. They're going to go on the couch,
Yeah.
too, there. Or no, nobody's going to sleep on the couch. They're going to sleep on the floor. It's okay.
No couches in this motel.
I'll sleep on the floor. That is an interesting thing. Everyone's asking me about Shrek 5. I don't think it looks that bad, but I also don't have much of an opinion about it. As long as it
Like
doesn't
5 will
have...
not be in the motel.
It is sad they're not doing it at the motel. As long as it doesn't rely heavily on just meme culture. Okay, as long as it doesn't turn out to be like Wreck-It Ralph 2, which never happened, that movie doesn't exist, that's a figment of my imagination, it's not a thing, then it could be cool. I think the new character designs aren't bad either. I don't see what the big deal is. Now, if you don't like the new Donkey Kong design, I can see why, because it's radically different. But with Shrek, I can't really see much of the difference.
Yeah, Donkey Kong was crazy. How did this happen? Like who okayed that?
I have a feeling Nintendo just wanted Donkey Kong to always look like that. But when Rare created Donkey Kong Country, they said you can use any Nintendo IP you want to make a game. And Rare had a vision for it, and they didn't really want to mess with it. That's actually why Diddy Kong is Diddy Kong, because Diddy Kong originally was going to be Donkey Kong Jr., but Nintendo said either design him to look more like Jr. or just make a new character entirely, and thus they made Diddy Kong. You can actually see with Donkey Kong Country and the character designs, they're still nowadays, they're very reminiscent of the 90s. Like, you got Diddy Kong, and even Donkey Kong. He kind of looks like a 90s-esque Jimmy Neutron with the hairstyle. So in a way, I am kind of glad they updated the designs, but still, I can see why people don't like them. Uh-oh. Furman, that wasn't very demure.
You guys are killing me. I just went from second place to 8th in a shell. Just one shell. That's all it took. Just the one green shell.
Just the one green shell will screw you up.
It's making me angry.
I would say you're pretty relaxed for angry. When DK gets mad, he'll look like himself again. It'd be interesting to see how the characters look in action, because we only saw a few seconds of footage. Yes, I played Puyo Puyo. Specifically Puyo Puyo Tetris 1 and 2. Fun games, but I definitely prefer Tetris for my puzzle fix.
I'm all in on the Puyo Puyo. That's my favorite. It's mostly because of Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. That used to be my jam back then.
Did you have the 3-pack that had Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Mean Bean Machine?
No. I didn't know that was a thing.
It's called Sonic Classics. Yeah, that's the one I have for the Genesis. The Genesis I actually have is the Genesis 3. I actually like it. I think it's a fun little system to have.
Okay.
Do you have it?
No. I went with the 2, just because that's like my childhood console.
You're a Sega Genesis kid growing up?
We had both.
Oh, damn, that was a luxury.
More towards Nintendo, just because. Yeah, I leaned more towards Nintendo because, they were superior in every way, shape, and form, and had the better mascot and had better games.
Unless you like sports games and Sonic, then I would say Super Nintendo is better in every way. Super Nintendo had better platformers and RPGs.
If you like furries and people hitting each other, Sega.
That's pretty much what the Genesis is. Art styles are not
They
canon
did get us
things.
with that commercial. We did get got with the commercial there. They definitely got us with the Genesis does.
That is a good... How was it seeing
Nintendo.
those commercials growing up, just watching Nintendo and Sega go at it? You don't see much of that anymore nowadays.
I was fuming when I saw that commercial. I was like, you bastards, how dare you? First of all, how dare you?
I love how Nintendo or Sega compared Super Mario Kart to Sonic in one of their commercials. And they compared Sonic to a race car and compared Super Mario Kart to a worn out crapmobile. Could you imagine if they did that stuff nowadays? Like they had all the companies just advertising and they went after each other. Like, just imagine Nintendo goes after PlayStation. Nintendo Switch has more than Astrobot. And if they went after Xbox,
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch has games. I'm honestly debating about selling my Xbox Series X because it was just a backwards compatibility machine and it's a dust collector.
Yeah. Yep. It's every now and then I'll turn it on and I'll update it, that kind of stuff.
Oh, fun. You know, it'd be even cooler actually having
I
games.
I did try it for what's that game called? The Indiana Jones game, and it was not my cup of tea.
Is it exclusive?
Well, I thought it was, but apparently it isn't. I think it's on PlayStation.
James, good to see ya. How's it going? I don't think the Minecraft movie is going to be on par with Cat in the Hat 2003. I prefer Pack Attack over Tetris. Pack Attack's pretty fun. Tetris is still my favorite, though. Not much, we're just playing some Mario Kart and talked about Pokemon. Now, this was an interesting character that they added. I did not expect Wiggler to return. But I'm so happy that he did. Cat in the Hat 2003 was hilarious. It was just so bad that it's funny, but also a work of art. Yeah, of course it's not representative of the books, but how much could you do with the book in an hour and 30 minutes or however long the movie is? They had to go kind of... That's just something about the 2000s. Do you ever see that movie?
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
The Jim Carrey one, right?
No, that was The Grinch. Cat in the Hat was Mike Myers.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yes.
There was literally a scene where they were jumping on the couch, and the kid Conrad says, "This is amazing." Sister says, "Like being at a circus." And then the cat says, "Yeah, but without those drunken clowns or without those tortured animals or drunken clowns that have hepatitis."
Oh, man.
We constantly talk about Cat in the Hat. It's good Mike Myers is coming back. I think we are going to wrap up this stream soon. How long have we been streaming, guys? Because with Mario Kart, it could go on all night.
Do you think that this man can put out another Austin Powers?
I think it's been so long that he's had many ideas to ferment. He could, even if the characters are older. He could do it.
Yeah.
We gotta stop with the garbage that Disney puts out because that's a low-hanging cop-out response. I think that's kind of like when we were talking about Pokemon. Well, it looks better than Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Like, is that a compliment? Is that a good thing? Oh, I don't have a fiance. Just a girlfriend. Come on, guys. We're gamers here. Who could get a fiance? Or imagine starting a family.
Yeah, who wants that?
I wonder who has that. Who achieved the ultimate gamer goal?
It is I.
It is you.
Lord Collective.
Now you're at 8 now, right?
Yeah, number 8, just born in December.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. So yeah, if you need a reason to subscribe, it's because of that. Because I can't afford living in Alaska. It's too expensive and too many children's.
Yeah, by all means, go subscribe to him. Check out his channel. Give him super chats. Support Furman in any way you can. His channel's great. He's a great friend. He's got a wonderful family. If anyone deserves a YouTube dream, it's him. He definitely is worked
Well,
for it.
I would hope so. I know that sounded a little conceited. I was like, yes, exactly. That's exactly what I deserve.
Nah, man, I think he'd have deserved it. But I was wondering, with PAX West, how are you able to go, considering the family that you have?
Oh man, it was rough. It was rough. Like I was thinking about them the whole time. I think this time around, I'll be bringing my wife, so that's gonna be fun.
Was it just your wife watching over the kids?
Yeah, yep. So this time we'll have like she'll be coming with me, and we'll be bringing our youngest. And yeah, my mom is probably gonna be watching the kids, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and then she'll get to see all the mayhem. Probably won't be any Motel 6 nonsense, unfortunately, but you know,
Don't worry, I'll go for the memes.
yeah, right.
No, that's awesome that you got everything working even if it was hard to do. Because
Yeah,
I'll
yep.
always remember the first convention and panel I went to. Granted, it wasn't as crazy as PAX West. Not even close, but it was still something I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. And it was a monumental moment for me as a YouTuber. Like, you know that as a YouTuber, it means you're a YouTuber once you've been on a panel.
Yes, absolutely. I I don't know how to like top this though. Where do we go? Where do we go from Street Pass Live 3? Because I feel like we've reached the summit.
That is a good point. The only way that we could even top it is by having even more unhinged characters and bringing back Ariel. Or,
Yes, yes,
better yet,
absolutely.
we could not only have Ariel, we could also have another mom part of the group
Yeah.
who we just ask
Oh,
last
my
minute
wife's
to be on
mom.
the panel.
That's what we'll do. We'll have the collective mom come and join us, and she can just she can just sit there and watch the craziness ensue.
I could have my girlfriend as part of the panel. She's unhinged like I am. I think she would find
Oh
a
yeah,
lot of
that'd
it
be great.
funny. I don't think that she would have the reaction that Ariel did.
There's children.
No, it was just funny
Coming out
because
with all-
I went back and watched it. I myself had to process it for a second. Like, that's why I didn't burst out into laughter. Like, at the moment, it was just, like, weird and just out there. But just
She was
watching
the
it in
most
retrospect,
grounded.
I'm so glad that Plain Rock included that highlighted in the panel vlog. And the
She was
cupcakes.
the most
I didn't
grounded.
expect him to do that either. I still wish that it went my
Oh.
way and he actually decided to break the 3DS and said something along the lines of, what'll happen to the cupcake if we put the cupcake in the center and then smushed it and then it goes flying everywhere like the SeaWorld splash zone?
That's actually my favorite part. That is my favorite part of the panel, because he announces that he's gonna break it. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna break it now," and then the whole crowd gasps. Like they're just like, "No way you are about to do this."
The best thing that he
And then
did is he
Nick
said it was
goes
his
into-
childhood 3DS.
Yeah, literally right after Nick goes into panic mode, and he's like, "Okay, maybe let's maybe not do that. Let's maybe not do that. It's just
Let's
like
not
losing
do
his
that."
mind. And
I don't
then-
know if the panel
and
would
then
ever be the
snap.
same, considering that Plain Rock doesn't want to do it.
Yeah,
He said his first and last panel.
unfortunate. Darn.
Yeah, we're almost at 80K. A lot of it are because of shorts, but also, I mean, shorts are subscriptions. But still, only 20K away from 100K.
All right, I think this is gonna be my last race. I gotta get off.
Make it count.
I'm hearing my kids going crazy back there. They're
All
going
right.
nuts downstairs.
Just make sure you have your game collection protected. Well, pretty much the whole
Oh,
PAX
they will.
group has shown up. We got James, we got Dennis, we got Aqua Twist, Roboto, All we're missing are Uncle Nick, Riders DX, and of course Plain Rock. And
Yeah.
Ariel. A few others as well.
Yeah. All the key players are here.
I think the
most of the
only
key
way that
players.
Street Pass Live 4 could top Street Pass Live 3, actually a few things. I would say having it take place at the Motel 6, that'd be one. And having the only guests be you, Uncle Nick, and Roboto, yeah, as part of the panel.
Wait just a gosh darn minute. Are you? That's a big ass pause with the only you part first. Hold on.
Okay, I'll add in another guest, a bottle of wine, and then the other guest would be some slow music.
That is unbelievable.
And the Motel 6 would be the convention center since PAX doesn't want us anymore. I do want to know the rationale. I really want to know what happened.
Special guest, eyelashes that got left by a stripper.
You know what's funny? Because when I was at the hotel for PAX West, I was going up the elevator, and there was someone in the elevator who was kind of sus. Like, probably was either a stripper or something along the lines of that. And then I said, "Oh, are you at PAX too?" And she said, yeah, sure." And that's when I knew
sure,
that
whatever
hotel
you
I was
think.
at was not the best. It was the Ramada near the airport. I wouldn't really recommend it unless you're looking for a deal. The best deal? Alright. We are
Fourth place.
done playing Mario Kart. But before we head out, let's check out some of the standings. Let's see how we did. I'm sure Furman did better than I ever did. Pac-Man West.
I got bombed.
If you did bad, you got robbed.
You got robbed, you say?
You got robbed if you're doing bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot all about that at the beginning of the panel, but I also forgot about the DS thing. Okay, so we got Hunter at number 1, Furman at number 2, Soshi number 3, William number 4, I'm at number 5, and Max Hugh in last. So yeah, this has been a fun stream. I cannot stress enough, subscribe to The Collective Gaming. He has an amazing channel. A main reason why to subscribe to him for you guys is he puts out some amazing videos about retro games. He's willing to just say it like it is, just like how I am. But most importantly, you are helping him become a big YouTuber. It is his dream. And he's got a family to support. So make sure to subscribe to him. But yeah, you guys
It is
have...
my dream to touch DSs.